Previously on Inside Scoop.
They're handling, so what they're doing is the first two episodes are like he's, and the family is so troubled because he's about to go on trial in New Mexico. And so they...
that's how they start?
Yeah, they handle it from that perspective. Like, I don't know what's going to happen to me. I might have to say goodbye to the kids.
I'm the victim.
Yes.
Oh, ridiculous.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Coupled with Chaos.
Inside Scoop, Volume 239 this week. Last Resort to Season 2, Episode 15. Last Time Asking. I'd like it to be Last Time Watching.
Yeah.
We're also going to cover David and Annie, some Pedro news, Sophie news, Karine, Larissa, maybe a little kind of interesting update on the new guy, Mark, from the new show that you're not watching, Joe and Magda, and I think a little Tim and Melissa. Haven't heard of them in a while, right?
Right.
Cheesestick. We'll cover all the juicy stuff after the break. First off, Last Resort, Season 215. This is now getting painful to get through, is it not?
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense why we just didn't cover it as like a whole show. It would have been the torture that we anticipated.
And we're trying to get away from.
But it is important to note that Josh is a genius.
No, he's not.
He's a self-made man. If he's
Did you love how everybody laughed at that?
Yeah, they did. You know, she thinks she's just trying to find a way to get into his house. Normally, I think what you'd say would be people are trying to get into people's pants. Natalie's just trying to get into people's houses. She's never going to make it. You know how exciting this episode was? Now, I had soccer yesterday, and I hadn't seen this. I hadn't seen this through the week.
You're so lucky.
I turned it on after the soccer game, which I got home at like 11 o'clock at night, and I fell asleep at the end while even attempting to take notes during the show, and there were no commercials.
Wow.
That's how interesting this was. Fell asleep. Josh says he's not going to take her to the house because they've only been getting along for about 2 hours. Which is about right. I think, when I look at this, and we know the timeline, we've talked about it over and over and over again. What do you think? You think Jasmine is cheating, has been cheating?
No, I don't think she is.
I do. I do think she has been.
I think she was waiting for his permission.
I don't think so.
And I think that if he had said, no, we'll just do it, that she'd have said, okay, great. Because she's repeatedly said that she doesn't really want to do this. She'd rather be with him.
So what do you think in this scenario, her definition of an open marriage is what? She's just with Matt to bang?
Yes. But
then if they go out on a date and dancing or something, that this would be not appropriate. This is not ethical, non-monogamy. I saw a picture this week of her and Matt out before she was pregnant. Or maybe she was early pregnant, I don't know. Wouldn't you practice, if you're going to be, and we're not professionals at ethical non-monogamy, but if you were going to do this, wouldn't you demand the use of protection?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, otherwise you'd have to, get tested every time or something?
Yeah.
Have space in between and get tested?
Or maybe it's just that they broke up, and then this is what happened. I think she was involved with Matt already, just they do.
What, just all her missing nights from home and stuff?
Right. And, Julia doesn't believe that Jasmine cheated. Now, I just want this to be clear, and I'm not trying to defend the guys, but if in all of these scenarios, the consensus is Rob cheated, right? Because he was online with somebody. Florian cheated because he pushed an elevator button for a girl.
Well, that's not She didn't say that was cheating.
Well, I think up until
she said
that
he
story,
has cheated in the past, and we know that he has.
Yeah, but everybody, all the ladies are just crucifying the guys for cheating. But what Jasmine has been doing, obviously meeting and going out to coffee and whatever she's been doing with Matt, this by no way is cheating.
that made me uncomfortable.
It's not
That
cheating.
made me uncomfortable.
And they just dismiss it as not cheating. Well, that's not cheating. But Rob's cheated. It makes nobody even credible in what they think anything is. Florian laid out his story. Seems to be consistent with a story he said before. Mm-hmm. But Stacy isn't even staying with Florian. She goes and stays with Darcy. Which is, what Darcy wanted, right?
Right. Uh-huh.
And Stacy even said about Florian that he is a protector.
Right.
I would probably say you could go borderline chauvinist in some way. Uh-huh. Not every lady needs protecting. Mm-hmm. But I would hope, I don't know, if I was somebody and a drunk woman, right, was trying to maneuver an apartment elevator, I've seen way too many 48 hours and Datelines.
People getting abducted. Yeah. Yeah, he said she was falling in the street, so.
Mm-hmm. Brandon and Julia, he's trying to leave. In all of this, I know we're no friends of or fans of Brandon, but I couldn't help in all of this to just go where he has an opportunity to support her. He's still going to a place where you've caused me pain.
Yeah.
And it still seems so woe is me when...
Yeah, he's very selfish.
When in fact his lack of, to me anyway, his lack of support for her is a catalyst for what she's doing.
Yes, absolutely.
Not that she's right. She's got to go and they need to be honest and talk to each other.
Yeah.
But he's packing up and woe is me. Oh, yeah. I'm going to go. This is painful. This has been a painful... I don't even know how many more are left.
Yeah, they are really stretching
I only watched the end. I still didn't get to the previews to go, next week isn't the tell-all, is it?
No.
Crud. You know what? This will be an interesting tell-all because then the whole world gets to find out what everybody who's in these... I guess, inside scoop or you read any stories, will find out exactly where everybody's at. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about where one of them is at when we come back from the break, so stick around.
Thank you for listening.
You can listen to the rest of this episode
by subscribing to our Coupled with Chaos channel on Apple,
by subscribing to our Patreon,
or by subscribing to our Supercast
for $3.99 a month,
where you can hear us talk about reality shows,
real life, and more on our podcasts,
covering shows airing on TLC, A&E, Bravo, and the WE Network.
Just follow the instructions in the show notes.
Tell your friends about this podcast.
And rate and review us on your favorite podcast player.
Follow us at Coupled with Chaos on all the socials.
Or contact us directly by email at coupledwithchaos@gmail.com.